800 to 1500 meters, and one of the men to watch in this field of 12 athletes for the final. Taylor Milne, of course, from Speed River, one of his big rivals. There he is, wearing lane marker number 1, has a 3:37.20 best so far this year, was third at the Canadian Championships a year ago. There's Nathan Brandon, who told me a couple of days ago he was still battling some Achilles and hamstring problems, and it cost him 3 weeks of training earlier this spring, but he's fit and ready to go. Jeff Martinson from Prince George, BC, ran his first sub 340 since 2008 this year, and he's fresh from that training camp in Flagstaff, Arizona, at an altitude, high altitude, so he says he's ready to go and looking to perhaps win a spot at the World Championship team. That would be a tall order, maybe the World University Games or Pan Am Games, but he's never qualified to run internationally for Canada, and that
Go,
is
Mikey!
This year. So look for Martinson, Brannon, and Milne as your favorites in this men's 1500.
Just like the women's 1500 meters, I fully suspect that these men will like to take a slow early lap and see where everyone settles out just because of these windy conditions. No one's really willing to take it out fast over those first 400 meters and set a tough pace. And again, in theory, that should play out to the most experienced athletes, Taylor Milne and Nathan Brannon, but we'll see if they can deal with the jostling and pushing that often comes with these tightly bunched athletes.
Right now, Scott Nichol of the University of Calgary Athletic Club is in the lead, a very tightly bunched pack, and Milne and Brannon are boxed in along the rail right now, but taking their time in this slow pace. Mitch mentioned the injuries. It's really a remarkable comeback story for Brannon back in the Olympic year of 2008 at Beijing, when he had to undergo surgery for a ruptured disc in his back. That was in November of 2007, November 29th exactly. At that time, doctors said he'd probably never run again. It was crushing news to get. He missed 4 months of training, and in January, 7 months before the Beijing Olympics, all he could do was walk for short periods of time. But later that spring, he ran his first race, finished it, and sat down and cried. He was so emotional, but he was back on the track. He got to Beijing, qualified there. He actually qualified, Michael, flying into the Golden League event in Rome. He flew in the day before. It was his last chance to qualify and posted his qualifying time. So it's great to see him healthy again in this event as Peter Corrigan from Running Room Athletics Club assumes the lead here with 2 laps to go. But again, just a pedestrian bunch.
It's a great comeback story for Nathan Brannon. He's such a tremendous athlete at 800 meters, and making the move to 1500 meters can often be difficult for an athlete who is more used to the faster pace of an 800 meters, but Nathan has made the transition very, very smoothly. He is looking as though he's anxious to make a move with about 600 meters remaining, going out into lane 2, but Taylor Milne looks very comfortable as well, sitting in second place position with 550 meters to go.
Corrigan's still the leader right now in the red shorts and white vest. Taylor Milne moving into second place. And Nate Brannon got himself off the rail now and outside and is tucked in behind Taylor Milne in 4th place. Jeff Martinson on the rail now as he gets into second place. And the top 3 now have assumed the lead on the bell lap, the final 400 meters here in Calgary. Taylor Milne has the lead. Nathan Brannon tucked in behind him, and Jeff Martinson in 3rd place as this pace begins to pick up.
Taylor Milne is doing a lot of the work right now, and this is a smart move by Nathan Brannon just to be off his shoulder and let him break some of this stiff wind along the backstretch. I fully suspect Nathan Brannon, with that 800-meter speed that he possesses from earlier in his career, will have a very, very fast kick with 150 meters to go.
Brannon's already gone 3:36 this year. Milne has gone 3:37. They're both in the same league. And around the bend, here comes Brannon now with a kick with 110 meters to go. Milne
Go, Mikey!
Trying to keep pace. A full-out sprint, side by side. Brannon on the shoulder, just ahead now. Taylor Milne. Brannon coming from behind to beat Milne. And it's Martinson 3rd. A stirring finish down the straight as Nathan Brannon made his move with about 110 meters to go, and it was all Taylor Milne could do, but he couldn't hold him off.
Showing great patience, and there you get a celebration by these two very, very classy athletes. And watch this kick. He just pours it on with 110 meters remaining. Taylor Milne seems to be left behind just for a split second, but that's all it takes. A 55-second final lap. A great kick for Nathan Brannon. We knew he had the speed. Taylor Milne just could not match that today. A tremendous win for Nathan Brannon.
So Nate Brannon finishing just ahead of Taylor Milne. Jeffrey Martinson of Prince George in third place in a very tactical race, 3:50.30.